Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer is a 3-hour psychological thriller about one man's dream to become a horse. Not a metaphorical horse, not a metaphor. A literal horse. The film begins in reverse time, or possibly in 4D. You can tell because everything looks expensive and people whisper a lot. J. Robert Oppenheimer, played by Cillian Murphy's cheekbones, is a brilliant young scientist and part-time sad boy. Haunted by abstract shapes and the concept of consequence, he embarks on a quest to build a weapon loud enough to get noticed by his emotionally unavailable father, Albert Einstein. He studies in Europe, where he spends most of his time poisoning apples and creating parallel universes by thinking too hard. He learns quantum physics the same way most of us learned math, by staring at the stars until reality breaks. Every conversation is whispered, every room echoes, every woman looks like she knows more than she's saying, and also like she may kill you with a single glance. After being politely banned from most schools for aggressive thinking, Oppenheimer returns to America and starts recruiting members for his elite science cult. They head to Los Alamos, also known as Desert Hogwarts, where they wear hats, solve math with chalk, and try very hard not to invent time travel. Matt Damon shows up as Colonel Military. His only job is to yell things like, "Clear the zone!" and remind everyone that this is, in fact, a serious movie. By now, Oppie's main motivation is clear. Impress Einstein, build the bomb, become a horse. Not necessarily in that order. Oppie's wife, Kitty, is introduced halfway through the film and immediately becomes the most intimidating person on screen. She drinks, smokes, and stares at men until they cry. She is constantly mad, but never wrong. She exists to invent feminism in real time and to obliterate government panels using only her eyes. We never see her sleep. We assume she doesn't. Legends say she can see the atomic structure of lies. After several hours of hats, cigarettes, and brooding, the team finally completes the world's first atomic bomb. They name it Trinity, which is short for Totally Radical Infinite Nuclear Instrument That Yells. The Trinity test is the climax of the film, a silent explosion that somehow makes you hear God apologizing. And then they do what no man has done before. Commit full-scale war crime cosplay, just to see if it works. Spoiler, it does. Post-explosion, the movie shifts into black and white mode, which means it's time for trauma and politics. Oppenheimer is interrogated by a council of legally distinct government feds who all look like they're about to drop a diss track. The whole thing feels like a sci-fi episode of Suits, but instead of lawyers, it's bureaucrats with clearance badges. They accuse him of communism, betrayal, time travel, and, worst of all, thinking too much. Rami Malek appears in the film for 3 hours and says nothing. Then, in the last 10 minutes, he shows up in court, presses the speak button, and proceeds to obliterate everyone's careers. He delivers his one line like a sniper shot made out of facts. Then he vanishes into the shadows like the ghost of accountability. His performance is so silent it echoes. Remember how Einstein keeps appearing randomly near lakes? That wasn't artistic, that's just where he lives. In the final minutes, Oppenheimer tells him, "I believe we started a chain reaction that will destroy the world." Einstein nods, but internally he's thinking, "Bro, I just came here to feed ducks." This is the film's emotional core. A man who becomes a symbol of death, trying to be understood by a man who just wanted to chill by a pond. And then the final line, "I am become death, destroyer of worlds." What he really means is he has finally become death, his horse, the creature he has always admired, powerful, misunderstood, and capable of carrying an empire on its back. That's right. The entire movie is about becoming a horse. The bomb was just his saddle. Oppenheimer is not a war movie, it's a romance between ego and consequence, a drama about vibes, a western about betrayal, and most importantly, a documentary about a man who neighed too close to the sun. 10 out of 10. Best horse movie since Seabiscuit. Subscribe to CoreNarative for more wrongest takes.